Finally, Fabrizio Romano breaks silence on Matheus Cunha deal to join Manchester United. Ruben Amorim is pushing hard for Matheus Cunha, a signing with real impact. In the fast-evolving landscape of transfer speculation, few names carry the weight of reliability quite like Fabrizio Romano. When he speaks, the football world listens, and his latest update on Matheus Cunha's potential move to Manchester United is turning heads. According to Romano, United are not only interested in the Brazilian forward, but they're also planning to act quickly to secure the deal, aiming to avoid the drawn-out sagas that often plague the summer window. My understanding is that Manchester United will push to get this deal done soon in the market, Romano stated. I don't expect Cunha to be one of the cases we are discussing in July-August. I think Manchester United will try to be fast. This is telling. It suggests that the club has earmarked Cunha as a priority target, not a fallback option. The urgency implies a high level of confidence in his fit within Erik ten Hag's system and a belief that Cunha could bring an immediate spark to a team still searching for consistent attacking rhythm. Cunha, currently with Wolverhampton Wanderers, has quietly built a strong reputation in the Premier League. While not the most prolific striker in terms of goals, his overall play style is what sets him apart. He combines the flair and creativity typically associated with Brazilian forwards with a work ethic and tactical intelligence that would suit Ten Hag's demands. He's versatile too, capable of playing across the front line, either as a central striker or in deeper, wider roles. This flexibility is something United have sorely lacked, especially when injuries or form issues strike. Players like Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, and Alejandro Garnacho would benefit immensely from a teammate who can drop deep, link play, and open up spaces. What Cunha offers is much more than just a name on a team sheet. He brings energy, ball progression, and unpredictability in the final third. His ability to draw defenders, beat them with skill, and play quick combinations would inject life into United's sometimes static attack. And at just 25, he fits into the club's long-term vision. Young, hungry, and with plenty of room to develop further. Moreover, by moving early, United can avoid being dragged into a bidding war. Cunha's performances have not gone unnoticed, and interest from other clubs could spike later in the window. Getting the deal done quickly would be a statement of intent, and a show of competence from a recruitment team that has faced criticism in recent years. If this move materializes, United fans should be excited. Cunha isn't just another signing, he could be a catalyst. Under Ten Hag, surrounded by technical players and given freedom to express himself, there's every reason to believe he could flourish. And if the club acts swiftly, as Romano suggests, it might just be the signing that helps define their summer. Manchester United's young stars offer hope amid worst-ever Premier League season. Manchester United may be enduring their worst-ever season in the Premier League, but the emergence of several talented youngsters is providing a glimmer of hope for the club's future. Despite the chaos and inconsistency that have plagued United throughout the campaign, manager Ruben Amorim has breathed fresh life into Old Trafford by placing his trust in youth, a decision that could prove crucial for the club's long-term revival. Amorim, who took over during a turbulent period, has not shied away from making bold choices. He has handed senior debuts to a host of young talents, including Lenny Yoro, Patrick Dorgu, Aiden Heaven, Chido Obi, Harry Amas, and Tyler Fredrickson, all with an average age of just 18 and a half. Their emergence isn't just a necessity amid an injury crisis, but also a clear statement of intent from Amorim, echoing the club's iconic history of promoting youth, famously championed by Sir Alex Ferguson. The injury-ravaged defense has forced Amorim's hand to some degree, but instead of looking to experience or stopgap signings, he has looked within the club's academy, the likes of Toby Collier, who had been a regular squad member before injury, and young prospects Jadon Sancho, Godwill Kukanki, Jack Moorhouse, Sekou Kone, Hubert Grachik, William Murdoch, James Scanlon, Jack Fletcher, Dermot Mee, and Ellie Harrison have all been included in matchday squads. The trust placed in these players underlines Amorim's commitment to youth development. Even in Sunday's disappointing 1-0 home defeat to Wolves, United's record 15th loss in a single Premier League season, two of the club's youngest stars gave fans something to cheer about. Harry Maguire, just 18, made his first senior start at Old Trafford and was one of United's standout performers. Playing as a left wing-back, Maguire was relentless in pushing forward, delivering dangerous crosses while remaining defensively solid. One first-half moment highlighted his composure under pressure when he calmly evaded Wolves midfielder Marshall Munetsi inside his own box before launching an attack, a move that drew applause from the home crowd. His second-half efforts were just as impressive. Twice he outmuscled Wolves captain Nelson Semedo near the corner flag before coolly passing out from the back to Christian Eriksen, showing a level of maturity well beyond his years. Another debutant who impressed was Tyler Fredrickson, 20. The center-back looked assured throughout, completing more passes than any other player in the first half, 39, and recovering the ball 6 times. His 12 duels won across the match were also the highest, proving his physicality and intelligence in defensive situations. Their performances were not just encouraging, but hinted at the beginnings of a new foundation for United's backline, one built from the club's own academy. Aiden Heaven, another young defender who recently broke into the first-team setup before suffering an injury, has already made such an impression that Amorim revealed the club may no longer feel the need to buy another central defender this summer. While results on the pitch remain disappointing, especially by Manchester United's historically high standards, Amorim's brave decision to blood youth during a crisis could ultimately be a blessing in disguise. If these players continue to develop and gain valuable first-team experience, they may well become the backbone of a rejuvenated United side in the coming years. Just as Ferguson's fabled class of '92 went on to dominate English football, there is hope that this new generation can follow in their footsteps. For now, amid the gloom of a dismal season, United fans can at least take solace in the glimpses of promise shown by the club's next crop of stars. Manchester United fans spot Ruben Amorim tapping up Wolves star Matheus Cunha amid Old Trafford defeat. Despite suffering yet another disheartening defeat at Old Trafford, Manchester United fans found a silver lining, or at least a talking point, following their 1-0 loss to Wolves on Sunday. The Red Devils were beaten by a second-half strike from Pablo Sarabia, but all eyes turned to the touchline as eagle-eyed supporters caught a potentially significant moment between incoming manager Ruben Amorim and Wolves forward Matheus Cunha. In a match that underscored United's ongoing inconsistency, Amorim was seen speaking to Cunha after the final whistle. With the Portuguese manager heavily tipped to take over from Erik ten Hag this summer, fans were quick to speculate that the conversation was more than a casual post-match chat. Amorim appeared to put an arm around Cunha and even patted him on the head, sparking a wave of speculation online. Amorim's literally tapping him up, one fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter, while another observed, "Look how Amorim speeds up to catch up with Cunha and pats him on the head. You can tell he wants him so badly." Another confidently proclaimed, "He is replacing Alejandro Garnacho in our starting lineup next season." Cunha, a Brazilian forward who has become a key figure at Wolves, has been on United's radar for some time. The 24-year-old has impressed with his versatility, ability to play across the front line, and his consistent performances in the Premier League. He was previously linked with a move to Old Trafford during the January transfer window, but instead signed a new contract at Molineux. However, that new deal reportedly includes a £62.5 million release clause, making him a realistic summer target for clubs willing to spend big. And Manchester United are certainly in need of fresh attacking options. with the team struggling for goals and plagued by injuries throughout the season, Amorim's rumored interest in Cunha could point to a significant overhaul in the attacking department come the summer. Amorim, currently managing Sporting CP, has built a strong reputation in Europe for developing young talent and playing an attractive, high-pressing brand of football. His potential arrival at Old Trafford signals a new direction for the club, one that may favor youth, intensity, and tactical innovation. Securing a player like Cunha, who fits into that mold, could be an early move to shape the squad in Amorim's image. For now, though, Amorim remains focused on finishing the season amid ongoing speculation about his future. Following the defeat to Wolves, he was asked about the inconsistencies in United's performances, especially after their thrilling Europa League quarter-final triumph earlier in the week. "This season is going to end like this," he admitted, "so we need to take the positives and work on what we need to improve. We have to look at everything, our squad, what we have to do in the market. We will see. We talk every day about next season, and with time, we will get what we need to improve the team." His comments suggest that while the current campaign may be beyond saving in terms of top-four ambitions, planning for the future is already well underway behind the scenes. Amorim's candidness about the need to assess the squad only adds fuel to the fire that the club is poised for a summer of significant changes, starting from the dugout and extending onto the pitch. Whether or not Cunha is part of those changes remains to be seen, but fans are clearly reading between the lines and body language. With a hefty release clause and a growing profile in the Premier League, the Brazilian will not come cheap, but United's history of big spending suggests that a move is far from out of the question. As United brace for another transitional summer, supporters are clinging to any signs of positive change. While the scoreline at Old Trafford offered little to cheer about, the post-match interaction between Amorim and Cunha gave fans hope that a new era may be just around the corner, one potentially built on promising, dynamic players who fit a modern tactical identity. For now, it's all speculation, but in the ever-theatrical world of Manchester United, even a sideline conversation can feel like the first chapter of a new story. Ruben Amorim opens up about very tough. Decision to leave Sporting CP for Manchester United. Ruben Amorim has admitted that leaving Sporting CP for Manchester United was one of the hardest decisions he has made in his career, calling the move very tough, both personally and professionally. The 40-year-old Portuguese manager departed the Lisbon-based club in November 2024, ending a successful four-year tenure that brought 2 league titles and 3 domestic cups. Despite his achievements at Sporting, Amorim felt the time had come to take the next step in his career, a leap that has come with its own set of challenges. Amorim was appointed by Manchester United to replace Erik Ten Hag, whose tenure had increasingly come under scrutiny following a series of underwhelming performances. However, Amorim's time at Old Trafford has been far from a dream start. United currently sit 14th in the Premier League table with only 10 wins from 32 games, facing the prospect of their lowest ever finish in the top flight. The team has also been knocked out of both the FA Cup and League Cup, leaving them without a chance of domestic silverware this season. Despite the difficult start, Amorim insists that the decision to join United was not taken lightly. In a heartfelt statement upon leaving Sporting CP, he said, "I reached my 5th year at Sporting CP and I had to make a choice. The current context at Manchester United makes this something extremely challenging. After Sporting CP, I wanted that. I want this context because it allows me to do things my way and for the club to believe in me that way." It's just like Sporting CP. The Portuguese coach emphasized how deeply connected he felt to Sporting and how hard it was to walk away. "I gave everything I had for the club and it was a huge source of pride. It's hard for me to leave here as I'm very comfortable and I'm very happy," he said. "I knew that if I rejected Manchester United in 7 months' time, I wouldn't have that option available. I knew that at the end of the season I was going to leave Sporting CP. I could have felt a sense of regret that would be difficult to deal with." Initially, Amorim hoped that a move to Manchester could be delayed until the end of the season to allow a smoother transition, both for him and for Sporting. However, those hopes were quickly dashed. At the beginning of the season, I had a conversation with the president and Hugo Viana, and I said that, regardless of whatever happened, this was going to be my last season at Sporting CP, Amorim explained. We started very well this season, and then Manchester United came in for me. They paid above the amount set for my release clause, and the president of Sporting CP defended the club's interests. While he appreciated Sporting's position, Amorim was disappointed that his request to delay the move until the summer was denied. The only thing I asked during the process was that it take place at the end of the season. I spent 3 days asking for this, but I was told it wasn't possible. It was now or never, otherwise they would look for another option. I had 3 days to decide something that radically changes my life. His preferred 3-4-3 system has yet to show clear results at Old Trafford, with players struggling to adapt to the tactical shift mid-season. The transition period has been rough, as Amorim continues to assess his squad and work towards building a team that can implement his vision effectively. The Red Devils are currently 38 points off the Premier League summit, with 6 matches left to play, and they now aim to salvage the season by breaking into the top 10. Manchester United fans had hoped for a revival under Amorim, a fresh direction and tactical innovation to restore the club's former glory. So far, results have not reflected that hope, though Amorim remains confident that with time and backing, he can turn things around. The upcoming match against Wolverhampton Wanderers at Old Trafford will be a key test, as United look to regain momentum and finish the season with at least a hint of progress. Whether Amorim can weather the storm and deliver long-term success remains to be seen, but his commitment to doing things his way, even in the face of adversity, is clear. In football, as in life, timing can be everything. For Ruben Amorim, the decision to leave the comfort of Sporting for the chaos of Manchester may yet define his legacy.